Good afternoon. I am Andrea Chisholm with the Midday News for this Thursday, August 16. Special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. Aretha Franklin, broadly known as the Queen of Soul, has died at age 76. The official cause of death was due to advanced pancreatic cancer. More from the CNN.
She was the Queen of Soul who garnered respect on and off the stage. Born Aretha Louise Franklin in Memphis, Tennessee, the 4-octave range vocalist got her start at a young age in her father's church in Detroit.
He did say at one point that one day I would sing for kings and queens. He did say that, and I have.
Franklin won her first of 18 Grammys in 1967 for Best Female Rhythm and Blues Solo Vocal Performance for Respect.
It was a civil rights mantra. Everybody wants respect. Who doesn't want respect?
As a young woman in the 60s, she watched her father unite with Martin Luther King Jr. to fight for equality. In 1968, she would sing at King's Memorial Service. In 1987, she was the first woman to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, some of the things that have happened are unbelievable.
With her voice and her formidable achievements in music and films like the Blues Brothers, Aretha is often considered to be one of the greatest singers of all time. In 2015, Franklin graced the Kennedy Center stage again, this time to honor Carole King, who co-wrote Franklin's 1967 hit song, Natural Woman.
Two persons are dead following a brazen gun attack in Elgin Town, Hanover last night. TVJ News understands that around 9:30, 45-year-old Carleen Glover and her son, 24-year-old Uton Crockett, were at home when explosions were heard. The police found their bodies with bullet wounds lying in a pool of blood. One woman spoke with our news team.
By the time we reached the middle door to the room, I heard the explosion. And the little boy jump up and ball out and I take him up. And he say, to my son, say, Debbie, then kill Debbie and bigger than Oriana, then kill Debbie and bigger for you. You hear the shot them around here?
Another person who was shot and injured has been hospitalized in stable condition. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is reiterating that the over 16% reduction in murders is proof that the government's crime plan is working. He indicated that the policy objectives have been outlined, but not every detail can be made public. The Prime Minister says the criminals being targeted are not the average man in the street.
Who we are really looking out for now are those people who scan our media, follow what politicians are doing, seek to influence politicians, seek to bribe our public officials, seek to get access to our ports, who carry in contraband, who move large volumes of illegal goods and drugs and guns, and create large armies to protect that. And what we are doing, we will never let them know.
The Prime Minister reiterated the acquisition of 2 new maritime vessels for the Jamaica Defence Force, as well as other initiatives to strengthen border protection.
Tell you what it is that we are doing. But we have given the general outline. And I think that the public should now reject this political argument, because that is all it is. That's the only thing they have to latch on to. But in doing, if we were to come out and give detail, that is ensuring that our plan doesn't work.
Residents in Yala St. Thomas are frustrated over the lack of resources at the fire station in the parish. Details in this report.
Fire gutted a cold storage facility in Yala St. Thomas on Tuesday night, resulting in millions of dollars in losses. The incident has left residents fuming. They say that the Jamaica Fire Brigade was not able to respond to the fire in time due to the lack of a fire truck in Yalas. The residents argue that losses could have been minimized if there was a fire truck in the area because the cold storage facility is in close proximity to the Yalas fire station. Instead, a truck from the York Park Fire Station in St. Andrew, which is about 30 miles from the scene, responded to the blaze. When the unit arrived on the scene, firefighters could only carry out cooling down operations.
What the sense of having a fire station in Yallaston, no fire truck. Fire truck have to leave from wherever park in a Kingston to come to Yallas. We don't need no fire station in Yallaston, and we don't need no firefighter.
I think this is total disrespect. I think this is a disaster. I think we need steps to be taken. We need to back the fire truck in the Yallas community because we are suffering here. There are a lot of bushfires and all that, and from time to time, truck have to be coming out of the town. We're on York Park in Kingston to Yallas St. Thomas.
When TVJ News spoke with Assistant Superintendent of the Morant Bay Fire Division, Wayne Knox, he said that steps are being taken for a unit to return to Yallas.
It had some mechanical problems and it had to be sent into Kingston for repair. It has not returned. However, I am not with the necessary information as relates to, how soon it will be sent back to the parish.
O'Shane Masters, TVJ News.
The enterprise team working to privatize waste disposal sites across the island should wrap up negotiations in the next 14 months. Prime Minister Andrew Holness gave the update at a press conference yesterday amidst concerns from the National Solid Waste Management Authority that the divestment process is moving too slow.
Yes, there's no denying the process is slow and frustratingly so, but I wish to assure Jamaicans that at the end of the process, you will have a very robust solution.
The Development Bank of Jamaica is overseeing the divestment of the dumps. Mr. Holness said the team is using the services of a world-class transaction advisor to attract investors.
The truth is that we want to get it right. These are very complex issues. The negotiations that go into this, the documentation, the research, it is significant. It is not something that you would want to shortcut because the cost to the government of a failure of the divestment could be even greater than the divestment itself.
Residents of Peters Lane, Portland are again lamenting poor garbage collection for the past 3 weeks. What was usually a road for residents in Breastworks is now a mini dump. This is creating havoc within the community.
The metal skip one was there, but it wasn't sufficient. So she gave the permission to put it there. But now it's getting out of control. I'd like to see it cleaned more regularly, but I think it's time it be removed from here.
Well, I did try to speak with somebody at the parish council office earlier this morning. Upon getting down there, security guard and a few other people working there told me that the parish council is not necessarily responsible for garbage collection and waste collection. So they put me through to one Mr. Marshall, who is, I guess, in charge of the National Solid Waste Agency Division 4, Port Antonio or Portland or wherever. And upon speaking with him, he told me that he was on leave and he's not sure who is the person who is second in command.
Member of Parliament for East Portland, Dr. Linvale Bloomfield, says the situation is becoming unbearable and swift action is needed.
And so we expect the local government authorities to step in immediately and to remedy the situation, or at least be able to explain to the population exactly what is happening and why it is that they cannot remedy the situation. Why is it that they cannot contract private contractors to begin to remove this solid waste from just about everywhere in Port Antonio and its environments.
The Western region of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, will be receiving an additional garbage truck soon. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie confirmed that there has been a pileup of garbage in sections of Western Jamaica. This, he says, is due to the long turnaround time for existing garbage trucks.
The dump that takes the garbage from the grave. is in retirement in St. James, and that poses a problem because of the distance that the trucks have to travel. It restricts the amount of garbage that can be collected and the turnover. We are making provisions later on in the financial year and the supplementary budget.
In the meantime, Mr. Mackenzie said there are plans to erect transfer stations in Trelawney and Westmoreland to reduce the waiting period.
Transfer station would at least limit the time, the amount of time spent to traverse from whether it is Hanover or Westmoreland to get to retirement in St. James.
A warning to parents this afternoon to do more to better protect children from them being abused. Sergeant Carrie-Ann Mailer Wallace made the call at a recent high school community orientation in Clarendon, where she reiterated that many children are abused by persons they know.
And some of the same people who call family friends and the stepfathers are abusing the children, and some of them can't even talk about it. Because what? The breadwinner not true. And we can't put our little bread. Because if me talk to him about it, he's not going to let me and he's going to suffer and I'm going to suffer. The Lord will provide.
And there's also a warning for motorists to be careful when using certain roadways in and around the corporate area. A man believed to be mentally challenged has been seen damaging some stoplights. Communications manager at the National Works Agency, Stephen Shaw, says the police and mental health department have been notified. He says the incidents have cost the NWA over $1 million.
Over the last few weeks, we have had to respond to several incidents of vandalism. The latest being on Tuesday night, when the signals at the intersection of Red Hills Road and Eastwood Park Road, these were vandalized. We have had signals along Washington Boulevard, Dunrobin Avenue being vandalized. Along the Mandela Highway, we have had issues in crossroads. Cables have been cut and pulled from beneath the road. Signal cabinets have been smashed open and critical components damaged. The lights at along Mandela Highway, where that allows for easier movement onto the north-south toll road, that bank of lights is now out of service as a result of a badly damaged control cabinet.
And in sports, former Horse of the Year and Derby winner Perfect Neighbor captured the main event at Wednesday's midweek program at Caymanas Park, the open allowance contest over 9 furlongs and 25 yards.
It was Jamai Raja who went about setting the early fractions under female apprentice Melissa Ward, and this one led for a long way, in fact up to the 6 furlong marker. Perfect Neighbor, the 3-5 favourite, was asked for a serious effort by the champion jockey Omar Walker coming off the top end.
And Lightning Lily now takes that lead. Jamai Raja a half a length down. Perfect Neighbor waiting on them to fold. Uncle Frank being pushed to make up a 4-length deficit as they go slipping past the 3. Drummer Boy races next as the leaders arrive at the 5/16. Orpheus begins a run from the back of the pack, and last of all it's Secret Traveller, but they're into the lane and it is Lightning Lily. Perfect Neighbor now asked to pounce on the outside. Jamai Raja left back in third. On the rail that's Uncle Frank. Perfect Neighbor now coming up to join Lightning Lily in the tussle for the lead as they make their way passing the furlong pole, and Perfect Neighbor now snatches a slim one. Fighting on, that's Lightning Lily. On the rail Uncle Frank. Jamai Raja left back in fourth, but Perfect Neighbor and Omar Walker begin to slip away from them. They win it by a length and 3 parts over Lightning Lily, then Uncle Frank.
The 8-year-old Darby Gelding came home in a time of 1 minute, 56 and 1/5 of a second, winning by a length and a half.
He come for this race very prepared, because he work him in the morning and he feels so good, and I said to the trainer, this horse is back to himself, so I wasn't worried about nothing today.
Elsewhere on the program, the former Grade 1 competitor Crucial Appeal landed the high-claiming event $1 million to $850,000, going over 5 furlongs straight.
Smoky Topaz, Crucial Appeal is right there in between horses. Polly B on the inside of that one. Kalaloa in behind horses, drifting to the stand side, and Capture My Ship needs help as they run past the quarter pole. In the center, that's Crucial Appeal. Polly B on the far side. Talented Tony K, Smoky Topaz. These four form a line as they run toward the furlong pole, and now Crucial Appeal is asked to accelerate, and Crucial Appeal and Polly B go at it from Smoky Topaz. Talented Tony K and Kanaloa are nearest to us. Capture My Ship has never been in it. Crucial Appeal a narrow leader over Polly B. Crucial Appeal pushed out, and Crucial Appeal gives Anthony Thomas a three-timer.
To get a break and get myself in the race and give myself a chance. So the last 2 furlongs kind of idle with me, so I kind of shake him up a look and kind of show him the whip and tap him on the shoulder and get him going to the winning post.
There was a double as well for trainer Dwight Chen. Racing continues on a Saturday with a 10-race program. Reporting from Caymanas Park, I'm Spencer Darlington for TVJ Sports.
And that's the Midday News. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Join us at 7 for the Primetime News Package. On behalf of the News, Sports and Production teams, good afternoon.